Stop the insanity. Get focused on what really matters in life. Your faith, your family, your finances, and your future. Now sit back and change the trajectory of your life. This is Money for Life, brought to you by the 100-Year Savings Solution. Are you concerned about the markets? Stop taking unnecessary risks with your money while also getting great benefits. Visit us at 100yearsavings.com. Now, let's welcome your Money for Life hosts, Teresa Kuhn and Rick Sapio.
Hi, everyone. This is Teresa Kuhn with Money for Life and my partner, Rick Sapio. We are here to help you in your life with your faith, your family, your finances, and your future self. Today, we're going to talk about how people are so full. People are just so full of information. Their lives are so full. Their days are so full. And that fullness does not lead to fulfillment, which is really what people are yearning for, living a life of fulfillment. Rick, I know you have so much to say on this topic.
Thanks for that, Teresa. I have a brother-in-law. He says this to people all the time, and they have to think about it for a while. I've used this in front of the room when I'm speaking, but he'll talk about something, and he'll say that they're enhanced with fertilizer, and they really don't get it.
I actually get it, and I love that. There's that old saying, like I think when we were younger, we used to say, what color are your eyes? Oh, brown. Well, that's because, you're so full of it. It's coming out of your eyes.
Yeah, what's interesting about it being enhanced with fertilizer, that's not really the point of this podcast. Many people are full of shit, and we see them on TV, and we hear them pontificate in politics. This is really not about people being full of shit. This is about what my coach 13 years ago told me in 2007. He said, and it was really intriguing at the time, and it's even more intriguing now in terms of the results that we can all get out of our lives, is the more information that a human being has access to, the less results and fulfillment they have in their lives. And to give you an example of that is, people right now, they're inundated with information, and yet there's more anxiety, more unhappiness, more depression, more suicide, more illness, more obesity, and less effect. People are less effective in the world. And you should scratch your head and say, you mean to tell me if I have more information, I produce less results? Yeah, go to the library, spend 6 months reading as much as you can. Are you going to produce any results? And what you get your results from is living a life that's aligned and on purpose. And you're accelerating the 4 areas that we talk about on this podcast. And so there was a research study done at the top level of Ford Motor Company with their executive team. And they actually studied this topic. I don't know how many years ago that was, but I saw a chart, and I'll never forget it. It showed time, and it showed amount of information that an individual is consuming over time, over decades. And it showed the results that person's producing. They're oppositely correlated. And it reminds me of Charles Schwab. He worked for U.S. Steel. I read the book Think and Grow Rich. And Charles was trying to figure out how to grow U.S. Steel. And he paid a consultant a lot of money to teach him a really simple principle. And the principle was ABC 1, 2, 3. Look at your objectives, look at your executive team's objectives, and rank them 1, 2, and 3. What's the most important thing that has to get done? And ABC, so there's subtasks within each one, and rank those ABC. The bottom line of the story is, according to the book Think and Grow Rich, way back when this very simple concept was incorporated, it allowed U.S. Steel to become the largest company in the world very quickly. So we're looking for complex solutions, but the bottom line is, we're filling ourselves with nonsense, and we're all enhanced with fertilizer. And quite frankly, I don't get it. I don't know why people do that. Like, you walk into their homes and their TVs are blaring with information that's nonsensical. Why? So let me throw it back to you and to the audience. Why do you think people are addicted to more information?
I'm one who consumes a lot of information. I always have. For me, it's intellectual stimulation. And you're absolutely right. The more information we have, the less ability I believe we also have to make decisions and to act on that information. Your paralysis by analysis, right? Financial information, the financial world, oh my gosh, you see it here all the time. Most Americans do not have the financial wealth that they want, but it's not for lack of information. There's so much information out there. What do you attribute that to? They're not getting results, but there's never been more information in the history of the world on finances. Health, same thing. We are at an epidemic in terms of our health in this country and probably the world. Is it for lack of good information on health? No, there's so much information on health. Every other person is an expert on something health related, but we don't have good results when it comes to health. So what is it and how do we simplify it? Because I know I am one of those persons that loves to consume information, and I can act and I do make decisions and I get stuff done, but I know I can be more efficient and I know I could probably get more done.
You nailed it. There's an epidemic in analysis by paralysis. We're all swimming in information, but we don't know how to make decisions. And the reason we don't know how to make decisions is because we don't learn how to make decisions. If you think about what school is for the most part, schooling of young children all the way through graduate school is all about giving people information. But school, for the most part, doesn't teach critical thinking, doesn't teach leadership, doesn't teach decision making, doesn't teach, even a simple thing like the Ben Franklin close, where you put the pros and cons of any given situation on a piece of paper. The pros, why you should do it on one side, the cons, why you shouldn't. And then it's important to make a final decision quickly, I think, no matter how important the topic is. My wife and I are experts at this. Her and I make decisions so quickly, even on really important things, because we've realized that it doesn't pay to delay. And you only make a decision once. You don't relive it over and over and over through regret. You build that muscle of decision making. But let's first start with the critical thing that you said, analysis by paralysis. So now if you're listening to this, you know that there's analysis by paralysis, that you're doing it, that your family's doing it, that your friends are doing it. What can you do right now? What steps can you take to just stop the insanity? Cut it out. Stop doing it. Why not realize right now, once and for all, that the definition of eternity is the time between when you know you should make a decision and when you finally make it, oftentimes months or years later. That's insanity. And that's analysis by paralysis. It's not helping you. The other thing is, why do you have to learn so much about so many things? I talk to my mother-in-law about this all the time. Like, she researches weather. And I'm like, why the hell do you care so much about the damn weather? She goes, well, I like to know. I want to know what kind of day it's going to be. And the reality is, I say to her, Ma, you're just wasting time because you haven't figured out your role on this planet. And it pisses her off. But it's true for a lot of us. Because we don't know our purpose, because we don't know our values, because we're not doing the thing that we love to do, like passionately love to do, that contributes to the world, we get lost in information and all the electronic crap at our disposal. So I think it's a combination of analysis by paralysis, which is addictive, and not really knowing our place in the world.
Rick, you are so right. And really, I think what people yearn more than anything else is to live a fulfilling life. And there's an emptiness which we're trying to fill up with stuff and information and all this analysis and all this chatter in the brain. One of the greatest tools I've used to make decisions is a SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of this decision? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What are the threats? And then you do an easy pro and con and move forward. And so when you think about a decision that you need to make and you put it in that matrix, the answers really become obvious. And it takes away from that chatter in the brain. I think we're just so afraid of being silent and still. And you and I talk about this. I mean, my days are busy, 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 busy. And when I get blocked and I get stuck, it's because I haven't had any still time. And I have to block out that still time so I can think and I can get creative. When we don't have that still time and we've just got that chatter, that paralysis happens. It's very easy to go into, I can't make a decision mode. I need more information.
And the chatter starts from the minute we wake up. It really is insane if you were to observe human beings in the 20th century or the 21st century and how we've evolved, quote unquote, evolved. So we're going to wrap this up. We hope you really take to heart what Teresa and I are saying. This addiction to information, which is having you be less effective, not more effective. This addiction to having your time consumed by nonsense as opposed to being still. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
You have just experienced the Money for Life podcast, brought to you by the 100-Year Savings Solution. Implement these strategies today and create a life by design. For more information, visit 100yearsavings.com. Have a blessed day.